What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Jake to my Steam Winter Sale. It's Casey. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. Just buying all that nice warm steam from that sale.
No, dude, Steam the game launcher.
Oh, okay. Did you buy Nintendogs?
No, that's not on
The newest
Steam.
one where you get to actually put them down? Oh, okay.
I don't think that's an official Nintendo licensed product.
Well, I'm pretty sure I put on these glasses.
That's Nintendo.
Oh, well, I put on these glasses at this guy's house, and he's just like, "Yeah, put these on, and you can start just beating my dogs." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Is this the new Nintendogs?" And he said, "Yeah."
Okay, well, that I just want to say I personally don't condone animal abuse. So,
Neither do I, unless it's in video game form. Then it's like it's fine. Just don't do it.
well, anyway, how was your Christmas, man? You get anything cool?
Yeah, I got lots of stuff. Got this hoodie I'm wearing that you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
I got a, a Kindle. I got some stuff, a basketball jersey, clothes, these really stretchy pants that are fun, regular pants, like boring adult stuff for the most part. It's pretty
Except for
cool.
that Ken doll.
Yeah, I got a nice Kindle. I'm gonna be playing with him so hard. What are you, man?
I got a bunch of novels, a bunch of vinyl. I also got a hoodie. I'm not wearing it. Um, a crock pot, this cool, because he's my favorite Pokemon, this cool Arcanine toy.
Nice.
Yeah. He you press a button on his back and he shoots out a little fire blast.
Oh wow, that's dangerous.
I know, but it's cool. So yeah, just
Have
gonna
you played the new Pokemon yet?
yes, I have beat it.
Was it good or was it so-so?
It was really good. The problem is that it doesn't run the best. And by that I mean certain things like in the background run at like 6 frames per second.
Oh, okay.
um, but otherwise, it's the most fun I've had playing a Pokemon game in quite some time.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not played any of the new ones on the Switch since they came out for that. I'm very much an old grumpy man. I'm like, back in my day, the Pokemon were something you just took around with you in your pocket. They're pocket monsters, not big old TV monsters. This is some bullshit.
Okay. Well, yeah, you do you, I suppose.
Yeah.
A lot of people do hate on the Switch ones, and to that I just say play it or don't, you know?
I mean, honestly, you're an adult hating on a Pokemon game.
Yeah,
Find something else to do.
I know. I have fun with it, so what can you do?
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
Yeah. And in a month's time, I'll be playing the new Fire Emblem, which is even more exciting.
Did you get the new Sonic game? Speaking of games excited for.
I haven't. I
Oh,
will,
okay.
but I
Oh,
haven't.
so you know spoilers apparently.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
damn.
actually I don't know anything about it other
Oh, okay.
than it is receiving favorable reviews.
I just meant spoilers for stuff that you're going to be buying or getting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That. Anyway, folks, I said at the beginning that it's a special episode because it is our annual award, like comic awards show. So we'll do the news, we'll do a brief review section, and then we'll get right into our comic awards for 2022. So,
And as always, though, if you're a creator listening to this and you won an award, slide in my DMs and I will send you a Pizza Hut gift card. Maybe there will be cash on it. We don't know.
yep, we surprisingly have had no one take us up on it in a couple
Yeah.
years, but maybe this will be the year.
I'm hoping this is the year.
So anyway, I'll start us off because one of these isn't really news, but yesterday the new Witcher Blood Origin show came out on Netflix. It's a four-part, like I think each episode was an hour long show. So my lady and I watched through that yesterday and today. I liked it more than I didn't like it. It was better than season two of the show, but there was really not too much to go off of. The characters were pretty likable. There was just some like I don't know mediocre storytelling tropes in my opinion, but
Yeah,
overall, a solid watch if you like the Witcher universe and need 4 hours to kill.
I got you, man. Who did they get to be the Witcher? Was it someone cool?
So it's not about a Witcher.
Oh,
It uh it takes place before Witchers are a thing. It's all about the conjunction of the spheres, which if you if you read the Witcher books or played the games, you'll have heard of that. Um, but it's essentially what brought elves, dwarves, humans, and monsters all together.
oh,
So
okay.
it's how that happened.
I gotcha. I was hope like I was gonna like make a joke and be like, oh, is there seven spheres that once brought together you can make a wish?
No.
No, okay. That's too bad. It's like the end, like it ends with like them making a wish, like I wish there was a hunky dude with white hair, and then it's just like boop, Witcher, like, and that's how he was made.
That is a pretty good origin story.
Okay, so we're getting a new animated Avatar series taking place after Korra. It's coming in 2025 and it's going to be on Paramount Plus. So they'll now have two things to watch on Paramount Plus. The other being
Indeed.
Beavis and Butthead.
And to piggyback off of that, I also saw that they announced two movies, one focusing on Avatar Kyoshi and the other on Zuko.
They
So
really
that's,
love Kyoshi. Like she got her own book and like the fandom of the Avatar people, like they talk her up a lot.
yeah, should be neat. I don't know if the movie will be like an adaptation of the book, but it's just exciting. I'm willing to check out all this stuff. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. What are you worried? Because I mean, you're gonna, I as someone that knows you well enough, you're gonna like the Kyoshi time period more than you're gonna care for the new one's time period. Because I didn't really care much for the steampunky Korra time period, and that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be even worse this next one.
Yep.
So, I mean, are you like worried about that with this new one? And you're, you know,
Yeah, I am because I'm not like a big steampunk guy myself. And by the end it was just like mech battles, but hopefully, I don't know, hopefully it's good. We've talked for years liking the idea of an earthbending avatar for the next one, so hopefully the characters are likable enough and the story is decent and
yeah,
whatever happens around the world could be evened out.
yeah. The fans are babies though. They're like, oh, I don't want Korra to die. It's like, well, she doesn't exist anyway, bud. You're gonna be okay.
Right. And I mean, we felt that way about Aang too,
Yeah.
so it's whatever.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about this really quick. This is like some people are stating this as fact, others are saying it's just a rumor and don't hold your breath. But director producer Deborah Snyder set to meet with WB Discovery for an emergency meeting, which a lot of people are like, when that was in quotes announced, the picture that was going around was Deborah with Wonder Woman stuff. So they're like, oh, maybe she's going to take over Wonder Woman and all that. But there's other people that I have listened to more where they're like, it seems a little fishy. It seems like it's one of those things too good to be true type of thing where people are just saying stuff and it's kind of, you know, spreading. It's not really real.
I don't know who that is off the top of my
I'm
head.
pretty sure it's Zack Snyder's wife.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Though I guess we'll well, I don't know. That ties into what your next stuff says.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so Ryan Otley made a post saying that he is moving on from Marvel to do creator-owned comics in 2023. Um, he says he probably won't do runs longer than like, 12 to 20 issues anymore. And he's just got some stuff that he wants to do before he goes on to Marvel or whomever. So,
Right on.
good for him to do what
Yeah.
he wants to do. I think he's earned that in his career. So hopefully the stuff that he makes is fun.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very good artist, so I'm excited to at least look at what he's gonna be doing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll I'll talk about this one really quick. James Gunn confirmed that Elseworld titles are being worked on. Like a lot of stuff James Gunn says on Twitter, I kind of take with a grain of salt because he's very much, it seems like he's trying to be political and also not give too much away. Just like when he said, I love Henry Cavill. Also, you're out of here, dude. So take it with a grain of salt. But then he also went on, someone asked, it's like, hey, is a lot of what you're doing, is that gonna be like the animated series, just like animated series? He's like, absolutely it is. It's like, it probably isn't. He's probably just saying stuff just to agree and all that stuff. We won't know until the stuff actually comes out. But I think it's
Right.
stupid that he's like, we have to make a concise, good universe, but we're gonna have Elseworld stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
think the
just,
Elseworld stuff would be better animated anyways. Like if he's
yeah.
gonna say that, then let it be animated stuff.
Only problem with the animated wing anymore, at least from the stuff that I've seen here recently, it's like they're really pulling back on the actual like animation. So it's very like kind of like blocky, I guess would be the best way of putting it. Where like it used to be, oh yeah, we're trying to make this look similar to the comic that they're coming from, and gonna have these really cool fight. And like now it's like, kind of like almost like early internet flash video bad. So I'm not feeling them.
Yeah. Well, speaking on DC movie stuff, The Rock spoke out a few days ago about Black Adam moving forward. He said, James Gunn and I connected, and Black Adam will not be in their first chapter of storytelling. And then he went on to say that DC and $7, is that like his studio,
Yeah.
have agreed to continue exploring the most valuable ways Black Adam can be utilized in future DC multiverse chapters. So, yeah, I don't know. He might pop up in other stuff, but it's not going to be a Black Adam 2.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be coming back because I think he wants that Black Adam too,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to be able to kick Superman's butt, and it's not gonna happen. So I think he's not gonna come back. But I don't know. I started watching that today, and like I get why it bombed.
Why?
I mean, it looked like just from the first part when he first gets his powers and does the crown and then all that stuff, it very much seemed like someone at sci-fi, that makes movies for sci-fi was like, I'm gonna steal Zack Snyder's style. And then it's like, this is what we're doing. And I was just like, well, this is very stupid already. Does it get better? I hope. And then I stopped watching.
Okay.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. But all right, so James Gunn says we're gonna get like a few of the DC projects announced early January. Excuse me one sec. And so, I mean, that's got to be Superman for sure because he's already said he's working on that. But other than that, I'm not sure what we're gonna get. But what would you want to see him get?
Um, something that is probable that I want is Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
And something that's not probable that I want is New Gods.
yeah. I mean, I'm very out of it on the New Gods since they try to get damn old Tom King to write a New Gods script, and it's just like, why? But I think just since they already have the Batman and they're going that route with Matt Reeves, they should just be like, well, we're going to differentiate our Batman and have a Batman and Robin movie as our first Batman movie for this new slate. Make it completely different, lean more into the cellular side of Batman, call it good that way. But you know, if I'm going to go with one that I don't think they would ever do, a Detective Chimp movie co-starring, just to start the Gorilla Greg verse, Gorilla Greg.
Okay, what's one that you think is like somewhat in the ballpark?
Um, I really wouldn't be surprised if a Batman and Robin movie wasn't gonna be made because like they want to do stuff that's kind of, you know, not origin stories, just like middle of the pack stuff for them. So something like later on Batman that could work. Um, Wonder Woman very well could work. I could see them just doing a Justice League movie and introducing everyone that way. Very much similar. Like if he does keep, if he's being honest with what he's saying as far as taking things from the DC animated universe, that's how they did most of those characters in the Justice League. Like a few came from Batman, a few came from Superman, but most of them just came from that Justice League show. Introduce them all that way. You know.
Yeah, I really do want a live action Robin. Like it's insane that we haven't had one since what's his name, Chris O'Donnell or
Yeah.
whoever. And I don't really count that, so
Dude, he was awesome. What are you talking about?
yeah.
He's like rubber lips. And then because he just made out with Poison Ivy. And then he just kind of pauses and then she like pushes him in to the thing when she could have easily just kissed him again and killed him because he took the, so it's like, what was that?
Or how about the scene with the mop?
I don't remember the scene with the mop. What happened with the mop?
I'm not spoiling it. Look it up on YouTube, man.
No, I got HBO Max. I'll just watch the whole movie.
Okay, there you go. All right. Last bit of news. Something that Casey and I talked about a few weeks ago, but Aftershock Comics has filed for bankruptcy. So, you know, all those lawyers working hard to sue Aftershock, it's not gonna matter. They're just gonna file for bankruptcy,
Yeah.
which is a shame. Like after that came out, they then put out solicitations for March. So it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Probably not
I
much communication,
Yeah,
you know?
it just sucks for the creators. None of them are gonna see any of the money that's owed to them. And stuff that's going on right now. Hopefully they'll get to shop around to other publishers, but otherwise stuff's just going to be canceled and
Mm-hmm.
that sucks. So
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
unfortunate. All right. So we'll take our ad break and then we'll come back and talk comics. So we'll be right back. All right, man. What are we talking about?
I don't know, man. I feel like kind of like shit, so I'm not the best as far as coming up with shit to talk about.
You just want to do a Mad Lib?
Yeah, let's do a fucking Mad Lib. Oh, one thing I think is funny that when I was editing audio, for this, um, I remembered, I forgot that we did this, and you had to have forgotten too, was the Hour Man 1 hour thing for our comic reviews. We just stopped doing that.
Yeah, we did.
I'm like, oh yeah, we used to do that.
We probably just ran out of shit to say,
Right.
But that's all right. We're gonna introduce the Minute Man 1 minute extravaganza this
Did you,
week.
there was this game, and it's actually like for a point and click game. I'm going to specify with that. It might be on Steam. It might not. It was on the computer when I was a kid. I think it was called Freedom Fighters. But there was a guy named the Minuteman, and he was pretty awesome.
Uh,
Did
I
that
don't
come
know.
up?
No, only
Okay, I'll do some googling because like I know how my crackhead brain works.
yeah, only a game called Freedom Fighters. It looks like it's a PS2 era game is showing
Yeah,
up. But any hoozle.
maybe it's
All
Freedom
right.
Force. We'll find out. Freedom Force. That's it.
Freedom Force. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Here's what the Minuteman looked like.
He looks awesome.
Yeah, he was. It was pretty awesome.
You can get it on Steam for $1.24.
I mean, like I said, it's a point and click, and it's old. Like this would have been. It was 2002. So I mean, that you might be overpaying, but
Yeah.
still, I would recommend it if you ever were like, yeah, I want to give this a go.
I genuinely think Minuteman looks awesome.
Like I think for the most part, they have nothing like the character designs are pretty damn good throughout.
It's a shame we didn't get that Freedom Force comic.
It's a shame we didn't get that Freedom Force series.
Yeah.
All
All right, let's do a Mad Lib.
right, man.
Okay. Person in the room. I'm going to write myself in
Okay.
because I
Here
think we
really
did you
quick.
last time.
Here's a group of the Freedom Force.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like early 2000s comic costumes, but not in a
Yeah.
bad way.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
All right, adverb.
Um longingly.
Adjective.
Wet.
Plural noun.
Um piss.
That doesn't work. Give me something else.
Oh. Um bed.
Okay. Adjective.
Um tall.
Plural noun.
Um hamper.
A place.
My butthole.
Okay. Adjective.
Um bright.
Color.
Blood red.
Noun.
Um cum rag.
Plural noun.
Um a swing set.
Celebrity.
Can't go with the old reliable because I don't want to do that again. Let's go with Betty White, R.I.P.
Animal.
Um, a fish,
Adjective.
smelly,
Noun.
Bukaki.
Verb.
Uh, just like fucking busting a big fat load.
Okay. Had to write all that
Yeah.
in.
Oh, dude, I just remembered something funny. Whenever like I commented on the last YouTube post, and I was like, the smasher pass furry thing. I'm like, Jake didn't even put it in here. The furry, when we were talking about that, the like you didn't put it on the YouTube one. You put it on. I just put it in the audio.
I couldn't stitch them together.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I was like, shit. Now I look like an idiot.
Okay, a place.
Sorry, that's not the place. I'll say Antarctica.
Plural noun.
Oh, um, a dead cats.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Out of my way, Jake, Sonic called as he longingly sped past one of his greatest rivals. Sonic was on his way to fight an army of wet robotic beds. The tall Dr. Eggman had been capturing the hampers of the My Butthole Island and turning them into bright minions to do his bidding. High above, Sonic could see Tails' blood-red plane, the cum rag. Blood-red plane, the cum rag, heading straight toward a cloud of evil flying swing sets. Sonic didn't have time to worry about his friend because Metal Betty White was blocking his path. This evil fish was almost as smelly as Sonic. As Sonic got close, he focused his energy and let loose a mighty Bukaki attack, knocking his adversary to the ground. Sonic wanted to stay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying. Sonic wanted to stay and fucking bust a big fat load. But he knew he had to get to Antarctica before all the dead cats were destroyed. Wow. That is quite the adventure for Sonic and his friends.
How does it make you feel that you're his biggest rival?
I mean,
Honored, or are you like upset?
I'm a little upset because I'd rather be his bestest friend, but you know, anyone's gonna be fucking silver medal to Tails. So
Yeah, I think it would a couple things that we have to take away from this. First off,
yeah.
what color cum does Tails have that his ship, the cum rag, is blood red?
Also, I I really want to see, and by that I mean I don't want to see somebody draw Sonic doing a Bukaki attack on Metal Betty White.
It's a fish that's also smelly. So the fact that Dr. Eggman was like, I bet Betty White's pussy smells like fish. We'll make a robot version of her. That's a fish that smells bad.
It's just got her face.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's got her smell too.
Sonic's like, man, I'd stay here and jack off, but I gotta get to Antarctica before Eggman destroys all those dead cats.
They're like, but they're dead. They have to get rid of them somehow. He's like, no, they're mine.
Oh boy, that was fun.
Yeah. Just like bukkake all over Betty White. It's a good
Yep,
time.
just a good old time. Okay, welcome back, folks.
Sorry,
Welcome
you can say
back,
that again.
folks. Yeah. uh, as I was saying before, Casey rudely coughed because he's sick. Uh, we just had a good old time over on the YouTube channel doing a hilarious new Sonic the Hedgehog Mad Lib. This one got pretty filthy.
Yeah.
Got pretty filthy. I would say it's probably right up there with the first one we ever did.
Now, here's a quick thing, guys. If you're listening to this and you go, I hate YouTube. I don't want to support Google and their takeover of the world. Um, if you want like us just to start posting the old just the Mad Libs, like not the stuff that we say beforehand or anything like that. But if you're like, yeah, I just want these posted, we'll post them on, the old Twitter or whatever. Probably Jake's gone. I'm scared. But we can probably do that. I'm not talking it over with Jake, but we'll see. What do you think about that, Jake?
you know, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. If there's an outcry for it, because you want to hear about it and you don't want to go on YouTube and type that in, that'd be really easy.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
what'd you read this week?
Oh man,
Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke.
I read Jinx, You Owe Me a Coke. But I read, man, I'm dragging this week. I Hate Fairyland #2, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #7, The Flash 789, What's the Furthest Place from Here #9, World's Finest #10, Batman vs. Robin #4, Hitomi #3, Stargirl, The Lost Children 2 of 6, and Strange #9. What did you read?
I read Nightwing 99, DC versus Vampires, All Out War #6, Assassin's Apprentice #1, The Witcher, The Ballad of Two Wolves #1, Hitomi #3, Strange #9, Batman versus Robin #4, and World's Finest #10.
Right on.
I can go first.
Okay, that's good because I was hacking, but I turned my
Yes.
mic off that time.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll start with Nightwing 99. It's written by
Pick of the week.
Tom. What?
I said pick of the week.
No. One might even say last place this week.
Oh wow.
But it's written by Tom Taylor with art by Bruno Redondo. And like we said, guys, this is the Minuteman 1 minute per comic spectacular. So I'm starting that up right now.
Yeah, we never said that. We just talked about it in the advertisement.
Oh, yeah, on the YouTube, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony Zuko comes back. He's hired Double Dare as bodyguards, and he's stealing money, or like this big Kandak ruby or sapphire, I guess it is because it's blue, to become the new crime lord of Bloodhaven, since Blockbuster is dead and everyone else is, getting arrested or whatever. So Nightwing and his sister team up to stop that from happening. And then the sister changes her name because she doesn't want to be associated with Zuko. So she changed her name to whatever Grayson / what her other name is. Didn't really care for it. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, and that's the minute.
Right on. Okay, I'm setting the timer on mine if I can, because I'm stupid but very handsome. Okay, so for me, it's gonna be I Hate Fairyland #2. This is by Scotty Young and Brett Bean doing the art, and we get kind of like a big reveal on the guy that wants to send her to Fairyland, why, all that stuff. Gonna make lots of money. It's funny. uh like if you like Twig like Jake did, you should be reading this. It's similar, except Gert's not near as likable as Twig. Like Gert is just kind of a garbage person, and it's very much, stays true to the character. It's fun. I like it a lot. The art's good. It's just a great time. Yeah. Gonna give it 8 out of 10. And that'll be my minute.
All right. Next for me, DC versus Vampires All Out War 6. Written by Alex Packnadel and Matthew Rosenberg, with art by Pascal Colano. And this was the end of this mini series, but essentially we get Mary Marvel versus Vampire Superman throwdown. It's pretty Captain Cold heavy, which is cool. Spoiler alert, they're able, like, this whole group is able to defeat Superman, which is Mary, Booster Gold, Captain Cold, and Deathstroke, and Midnighter. So it's just a pretty neat fight. And then Mary Marvel is taking Captain Cold to Australia to help with the final issue of the main series. So he'll have some part to play in that, but it was cool. The art's really good. This was a really fun mini series if you just like stupid action and fun character moments. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
So next up, it's going to be it's Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, #7 by Joshua Williamson, with Daniel St. Pierre, Jack Herbert, Giuseppe Camuncoli, Cam Smith, and Rafa Sandolva all on the art. And at first, I just want to complain about this cover. So you get this making you think, oh, it's one of those see-through covers. It's not. It's just why would you do the cover like that? It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. But the story's fine, like 100%. It's just fine. But it's another one of those things where it's like, what's the point of this event other than like maybe set up the next Justice League? Like that's really all it really felt like they were doing. It's just like, yeah, our league is gonna be headed up by Nightwing, probably. Like, yeah, it's like I said, it's perfectly fine. There's no point in having an event about it though. So yeah, I'm gonna go 6 out of 10.
All right. Next is Assassin's Apprentice #1, based on the popular novel series, The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. But this was scripted by Jody Houser and illustrated by Ryan Kelly. I've not read Assassin's Apprentice, although I do have the first book and would like to one of these days. But essentially, in this kingdom, there's this bastard kid of one of the princes, and he gets dropped back off at said princes. The prince isn't there, so he just kind of stays in the stable with the dogs until they figure out what to do with them. And then at the end of the issue, they decide that they're going to take him and reunite him with said prince to help with political stuff. So it was really enjoyable. I found myself liking it. The art was really good. I'm invested in what happens to the kid. I assume he'll maybe become an assassin's apprentice. So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to
seems
what's
logical.
happening there. And I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Right on, man. So next for me, it's Flash 789 by Jeremy Adams and Fernando Passarin on the art. So Wally is teaming up with Pied Piper to fight the rogues that are now cops, and then they also talk to the mayor and trying to figure out what's going on with him. And he turns out he's a guy that's like he's one of the order gods or whatever, like Naboo, like he's that. And then so they kind of get an understanding, and the rogues are still going to be cops and still be like, because it's basically like Suicide Squad, but they get paid. So, and they're not being threatened with, being killed. It's just they'll go back to prison. So they're just getting paid and, getting a nice apartment, all that stuff. And it's all setting up for the 1 minute war, which just judging from covers and stuff, it's gonna be a real tear jerker, but it should be fun. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I like this book a lot.
Nice. All right. The last of my solo issues is The Witcher Ballad of Two Wolves, number one. It's written by Bartosz, oh gosh, Sizdabor. We always forget to ask how that's pronounced.
Yeah.
And then the art's done by Miki Montlo. And I like this story. It's a good first issue. It's got both Geralt and Dandelion in it, which is fun. Dandelion always provides some good comedic relief. But essentially, they're passing through this town, and a lady stops them and says that these three ladies have made everybody leave by using a werewolf to scare everyone out of town. And then the old ladies are buying up the houses and just sort of taking over the town. And she wants Geralt to look into the werewolf thing. And then at the end, he runs into the werewolf, who claims that it's his town. And yeah, it's just sort of sets it up like any other Witcher story where you don't know if the monster is good or bad or if the people are good and bad. But I liked it quite a bit. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Right on, man. All right, so next up for me, it's What's the Furthest Place from Here? And this is by Sweeney Boo doing the art with Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg on storytelling duties. And it's good. It's basically kind of shows what happened in the past with this one character who is aging out to where he's getting too old to be living there. There's this frog boy that's crazy, rips a kid's eye out, which was like shocking and hilarious. A lot of funny stuff happens in this book. It's a very funny book. It's interesting. I don't know what the hell's going on with the lion, but I'm very much invested. I think this is such a good, fun, interesting book with an interesting world that I'm all here for. I'm gonna give it a probably a 9.5 out of 10. The art wasn't my favorite in parts, but that's really about it.
Nice.
Now, did you read Stargirl?
No.
Okay, so I will talk about that really quick too then. And this is by Stargirl, The Lost Children by Jeff Johns and Todd Knock. It's perfectly fine. If you like Jeff Johns, you'll like this. I'm not the biggest Jeff Johns fan. Some of the dialogue is kind of mediocre, and there's a lot of like different things that are just Jeff Johnsy that feels like, oh yeah, this is something this is how he writes 100%. But I'm interested in it, and Todd Knox art does carry it. So yeah, I would recommend it just for Todd alone. We don't get Todd very much anymore. So when you do, you just got to be like, come here, Todd, I want you. And take it that way. So I'm going to go 6.5 out of 10.
All right. So, how would you like to read these last four?
I would say end on World's Finest.
Okay.
But the rest, I don't care.
Then let's do Strange, Batman and Robin, Hitomi, World's Finest.
All right.
All right. So Strange number 9. It's written by Jed McKay with art by Marcelo Ferreira. I'm going to start our minute timer. We don't need to spend too much time on it. I liked it a lot. Lots of fun action. We get to see Clea just be a total badass, but not like annoyingly mad the whole time, just like reasonably mad the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jed McKay does a great job with this character, and the art was really good. And that last page was pretty neat. And I'm sad that it's ending the next issue, but excited to see where it or how that happens.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm all about this series, as we've talked about. It's good. Nothing really more to say other than you should be reading it. The art in it, I will say, the way the guy does facial expressions on different moments is outstanding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. What did you give a rating?
9 out of 10.
All right, I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10 probably then. So Batman vs. Robin by Mark Waid, with Mah- Mahmoud Asra on the art. I apologize for that. But this is good. It's just another very good Mark Waid story with really good art, you know.
Hmm.
Nails everything. I feel like we could have done without the cover showing Batman putting on the helmet, but it's really cool. I'm excited. What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Everything was neat. Um, I like what Mark does with the characters. It's annoying how Batman is so all over the place across all the books with like what takes him down and what doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, here he's not going to go all out against his own son, but overall was cool. I like the look of Nez's son. Cool character design, and I'm looking forward to the whole Lazarus Island stuff.
I wonder who Neza's mom is.
Uh, oh,
Or
like
Neza's son's mom, I mean.
right, yeah,
Like who
I
is
agree.
he getting with?
I know. Well, it's not really his son, according to the son. So
Oh, okay. Well, I'd give that probably 8.5 out of 10.
yeah, yeah, that's about where I am with the two.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Lazarus Island or
As
Planet? I
excited
mean, sorry.
as excited as I can be for another event that takes place right after Dark Crisis.
Yeah, at least Mark is spearheading that.
Yeah.
All right. Next is Hitomi number 3 by H.S. Tuck and Isabella Mazzanti. And, all I'm going to say about this is I loved it. I think it was the best issue yet. And it was the easy pick of the week for me. I loved everything about it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love this too. I love this book. I'm glad Jake's reading it. It's not gonna be my pick of the week, but it is still very good. I am gonna give it a 10 out of 10 though.
Yep. 10 out of 10 for me as well.
Y'all should be reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one, the one I want to talk about the most, it's World's Finest number 10 with Dan Moore on the art and Mark Waid doing the writing. Art in this is outstanding. We get the big reveal on who Kid Thunder is, and we were wrong.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise. But the big reveal is rad as hell. The art in it looks so good. I love this book in general. I love how it's written, love the characters, love the art, and I love the reveal. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm there with you. I like how Mark Waid writes Superman when he's angry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And Batman explaining his anger, Superman's anger in that, like that was really
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It was,
I agree. And I like seeing like all these other characters, like the Titans are sprinkled in there, and it's
mm-hmm.
just done well. Dan Moore's art is just insane. The stuff with like Joker's Carnival was super cool. The monster was cool, and then yeah, that reveal I did not see coming, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, yeah, so you're okay with that reveal?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not so tied to that character one way or the other. I only know him from the Jeff Johns, JSA series for the most part.
Yeah.
So
We can just I'll just say spoilers for this book. It's Magog. The only
yep,
thing I knew like outside, I never hadn't read the Jeff Johns' Just Society, but like he's got such a shitty continuity as it is because like he did before that he was in Action Comics, and he's probably in other stuff before that too. But he was in an Action Comics book where like Superman wasn't able to save his parents when he was a kid, so he tried to make a time machine to go back in time, and then that never worked. Like he couldn't get to his parents to save them either. So then he decided to ruin Superman's life, and like he then would just go back in time, like seconds upon seconds, and just like it was like an army of Magogs fighting Superman, and then like they finally like captured him. They like imprisoned Superman, was torturing him for his whole life, and like all this shit, and then it just ends time travel. He stops himself from ever taking Superman prisoner, and then it's just like, well, there we go. Okay, this never happened.
And well, you made it sound awesome there till the end.
I mean, it really is because like another part that was really cool is like leading up to this, like a secondary storyline was Doomsday was just like he got intelligence and he was like, I want to know what it's like to feel. He's like, I don't like Superman, blah blah. And so then like he then was like, no one can kill Superman except for me. So then he's helping Superman fight these, Magogs and stuff. And then he becomes like he creates his own super a team of like Supermen. It's like people that were inspired by Superman, and so then he just waged this war with Magog that this whole time. And then like at the end when Magog just kind of gives up, Doomsday comes in, he saves Superman, and then but then like he helps Magog then basically just do away with everything that's happened.
Any idea who wrote that?
Not right off. I could probably find it in like a couple minutes if you just want to talk about something else while I look.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that I wanted to say is that the last page says to be concluded, which is a bummer because I really would love for this book to keep going. And
Yeah.
I feel like this reveal shouldn't be wrapped up in one single issue. So that's a bit of a bummer, but we know Mark will deliver. Hopefully it doesn't say to be continued and some
Lazarus
other
Planet.
thing. Yeah, well, not even that, just something new. Because I would rather that just keep going.
Yeah. So I found the cover right away, but then I can't find the actual thing. But so here's one of the covers. Oh, it's Rod Rice did the art, it looks like. And then someone whose last name is Austin.
Oh, Chalk Austin, maybe.
Maybe. Oh man. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
is it Austen?
yes.
Okay, then
Yes.
it's Chuck Austin for sure.
Okay. So yeah, it was from issues Action Comics 813, 815 through 818, and then 820 to 825.
Okay, well,
Highly recommend.
yeah. All right, Casey, what are you excited for next week? Oh wait, what do you give Action Cut or
Oh,
World's
I'm giving
Finest?
that a 10, and that is my pick of the week.
Okay, it also gets a 10 for me.
Yeah.
All right, excited for next week.
I will say there's not a lot out, but Action Comics 1050. I'll say the Blue Beetle book. Um, and then Tim Drake Robin. I've been loving that. It's just so good. Uh I'm kidding. I'm just being an ass. Oh, there's another one that I was like, oh yeah, this actually looked pretty good, but I can't find it now, and I should have had it more
Is it
prepared.
Punchline?
Yeah. Oh, you know me. I just do love that old little punchline. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look at what I sent you, and I'll be able to tell you that way. But
All
tell me
right.
yours, man. I want to hear yours.
Sure. I'm gonna go with the Dead Boy Detectives. Um, I'll also say Immortal Red Sonja, and then I definitely had a lot. Oh, Moon Knight for sure.
Oh, dude, I didn't even see Dead Boy Detectives because it's the same main universe. I just kind of
Yeah,
bypassed that. So I'll have to text you about that. But
yeah,
I'll say the new Doctor Strange book that is out. We'll go with that. I wasn't super hot on the last one, but might as well.
yeah.
Okay, it's award
Okay,
time now.
it is award time. So what we'll do is I think we'll start with our top 10 series of the year, and then we'll go into each category. And then, as always, if we have any uh like bleed over with recommendations, then we'll judge the winners based on that.
All right. So my top 10 list. I also have honorable mentions, so just be prepared for that. But it's What's the Furthest Place from Here, Daredevil, Action Comics, Flash, Do a Powerbomb, World's Finest, Ghost Rider, Strange, Twig, Saga. But an honorable mention is the Godzilla Versus series. All of those were very good. The Silk that we got was very good. Superman Space Age, was excellent. New Champion of Shazam was also excellent. Catwoman Lonely City was freaking perfect. And then The Good Asian. I probably forgot other stuff. Lots of good stuff came out this year.
Yep. My top 10 is Action Comics, Moon Knight, Task Force Z, She Hulk, Sword of Azrael, Thor, Wonder Woman, Batgirls, Daredevil, and One Star Squadron.
Oh, I forgot about One Star Squadron.
Yeah. All right. So obviously, we recommend any of those series if you guys want to check out some back issues or trades. Now, Casey and I usually do the good, the bad, and the okay. I think we'll save that for the latter half of the awards. So Casey, let's do top 5 cover artists.
Oh, cover. I just did best artist in general, so I didn't have cover. If that's okay.
Then I will list my top 5 cover artists.
Okay, because yeah, with the text I got, it was just said best artist. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's do this. So I
Did it really?
apologize.
I could have swore I put
I
cover
thought
on there.
I'm also like medicated right now, so it could just be that too.
Oh, okay. Well, it's whatever. Anyway, my top 5 cover artists in no particular order is Jenny Friesen, Lyrics, Rose Besh, Art Germ, and Greg Smallwood.
I'm surprised you didn't throw in a Peach Momoko or
I mean,
or
I like her fine, but I don't
yeah,
like her more than any of
I gotcha.
those.
I gotcha, man.
All right. So Casey, if you would, your best artists and the book that they worked on.
Okay, so Cliff Chang, obviously for Catwoman Lonely City. I mean, you can always tell like a artist ups their stuff when they're also the ones writing it. Or sometimes it also gets sloppy, but when you get like months in between, it really works out well. Um, Daniel Warren Johnson for Do a Power Bomb. He's on here a lot for that book. Todd Knock for just any of the covers or just anything he does, because everything does, he actually gives 110% always in every panel. Um, Dan Mora for World's Finest, and Fernando Passarin for The Flash. Flash is really, really good. Love the art in it.
All right. We don't have any bleed over on this one.
I'm kind of surprised. I figured old Dan Mora would have been on both ours.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I don't know. We'll go with um I don't know if I'm even saying this right, but Roge Antonio for She-Hulk.
Oh, okay.
Um
I thought about that one.
yeah, and then I've got Greg Smallwood for Human Target. I mean, even if you just pick up that book and flip through it, you can tell how much he put into that book, and it's so good. I'm gonna say Alessandro Capuccio for Moon Knight, Jorge Jimenez on Batman. Oh wait, Dan Mora, World's Finest. Never
There we
mind,
go.
I'm an idiot. So our obvious winner for best artist of 2022 is Dan Mora for World's Finest.
You know what I'm kind of surprised by with yours? You didn't have that one dude whose name we can't pronounce on there. The Polish sounding name guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right.
I'm
I'm
just a
also
little.
surprised. There's just too many good artists
There
out
really
there.
are, dude. I was having trouble coming up with stuff for sure.
Yeah. Um, all right. Breakout creator.
Okay, so for that, I had Daniel Warren Johnson again because again he just murdered it. Matthew Rosenberg for just basically. I mean, I know he's been around for a while, but basically doing like a quarter of all of DC's books. It feels like plus creator own stuff too. It's like where you have the time, man. You're too good. I put Josie Campbell. I don't remember why I put her on there, but she's on there. Nick Klein for Thor, um, Tate Bromnell. Again, I put them on there for something. I don't remember why. Again, heavily medicated.
All right. And for mine, I actually only did three because I was trying to limit like what really meant breakout
I
creator.
gotcha.
So I also did Nick Klein. I also did Rosenberg, and then I did Dan Waters
Yeah, I
because
figured
I
Dan Waters would be on yours. I just
yeah
didn't get to read anything of his this time.
yeah. So we both had Klein and Rosenberg. I'm gonna make the argument for Rosenberg for just the amount he's put
Yeah,
out and
fair
all of
enough.
it being quality.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Only thing I could go against him is he's also in other aspects of this awards.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Nick Klein and Rosenberg, if you guys are listening right now, y'all both can get the free gift card if you want it. Just slide right in.
Let's see if they do it.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we'll move on to Best Writer.
Okay. I have Rainbow Rowell, Mark Waid. Oh, Rainbow for She-Hulk, Mark Waid for both Batman and Robin, or Verse Robin, and then World's Finest. Rosenberg for the aforementioned quarter of the DC universe and um, his own creator own stuff. Mark Russell for that one Superman book that he did, among other things.
And One
And
Star Squadron.
yeah, One Star Squadron, and then Philip Kennedy Johnson for Action Comics.
All right. So I've got Mark Waid as well. I mostly just did for yeah, World's Finest, but I guess at this point might as well put in Batman versus Robin. I've got Mark Russell for One Star Squadron and Space Age. I've got Michael W. Conrad and Becky Cloonan for both Batgirls and Wonder Woman. I've got Dan Waters for Sword of Azrael, and I've got Jed McKay for Strange and Moon Knight.
You almost made my list. So it's just Mark Waid then, right? That
And Mark Russell.
Oh, and Mark Russell. Okay. I'd say Mark Waid because he did more. Like I love Mark Russell, but it's like he had the two, and then it seems like he's taking a bit of a break from the DC books now.
Fair enough. I'm fine with Mark Waid.
But again, if y'all are listening and you want this gift card, slide into my DMs and I will gladly give you a gift card if I can make a fake quote of you guys saying how much you love this podcast.
Yep. All right. Congrats, Mark Waid, for being the Two Worlds Podcast Best Writer of 2022.
Yay.
All right. Before we move on to the good, the bad, and the okay, let's do our classic Tom King Award.
Yes, the Tom King Award is called the Tom King Award because he put Jay Lee on blast, basically saying he was a white supremacist, a white man saying that to an Asian man, and then had all of his white friends drag Jay Lee through the mud for being a white supremacist when he is a Asian man. Doesn't make any sense.
During the death of his dog.
Yes, during the death of his dog, and then was like, we're all good. And then Jay's like, no, we're not. It was a whole thing. And then Tom got pats on the back for it. So it's not a good look. So I'll never forget that about you, Tom King. Hope you're listening and crying. But so basically it's just crappy things that happen in the world of comic books. So I'll just say I only have I think three. So um my first one, it's making a new Shazam book with Mary as Shazam, and then shortening it to only 4 issues, and then right after, before it's even done, going, we're gonna bring Billy back. It's kind of crappy because that book is really good.
Yep.
um, then I've also put letting Fitzmartin have a job.
Oh, that's great.
Because she's very bad at it. Like, holy crap, is she a terrible writer? Like any other writer out there working for DC could do what she's doing better. She's very bad. Um, and now maybe we'll become characters in her comic book that when she's like they're just sexist. They don't know quality.
Yep.
These filthy nerds. I hate them. And then the last one, it's how Marvel and DC both are letting legendary creators and their family have to ask for help from fans so that they can live while they make billions of dollars off of their creations.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's why I ended with that one on purpose.
I've got two. My first one is DC and the Hispanic month variants.
Oh yeah.
That was just real bad and mildly racist. And then my big one is Aftershock Comics not paying its creators tens of thousands of dollars and then going bankrupt.
Yeah, I think it's either Aftershock or the medical bills one.
Yeah.
Or Fitzmartin. Maybe Fitzmartin.
Man, it's after thinking back on George's wife having to sell off his Hawaiian shirts to pay some bills, we gotta go with that one.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you can lump that in with Aftershock not paying people because at the end of the day, it's still companies that have lots of money and should be able to pay its creators not paying their creators. So I think they can get lumped together.
Yep, for sure. All right. So let's start off with the okay, then we'll move on to the bad and end on the good.
Okay.
So,
So
Casey, what are your five most okay books of 2022?
I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I'm still gonna go with this.
Well, this category is very forgettable.
Yeah. So I'm going Dark Crisis though. A lot of people hated it, but I don't think there's enough there to hate other than it's a big event book. But it's just like even DC seemed to forget about it about halfway through. Like that's how mediocre it was.
And started promoting the next event.
Yeah. So hell, they even started up a new event in the middle of it that was taking place after that, which I'll get to when I get to the bad. But yeah, so it was just like ended with a meh. It started with a oh, this is pretty cool. And then from there it just got more and more yeah, this is still going on. Um Next I'll go with Hulk. It's perfectly fine. There's no part of me that goes, I have to read this all the time. I'm just in love with this book, but I also don't hate it. I'm just like, it's Hulk. It's not immortal, that's for sure. So I'm okay with that. um Less like one that's like more on the good than on the okay, but I put Silk because I liked it, but it's not like this one didn't blow me away like the other one did. And I thought the story, like even though Silk was still written really well, Jonah was written really well, the main story just was like didn't hit as well as the last Silk mini. So that's why I put it there. And then Iron Fist, it was just kind of one of those ones where I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. I'm glad we get Iron Fist. And then as it went along, I'm like, not a lot's happening. It's very much these characters that I don't know and their backstories that I don't know having to deal with stuff. And it was kind of a letdown that way. And then we got the that one tie-in and then nothing after that, which kind of made me very disappointed that way. And then last, it's more of a recent one, it's Detective Comics. It's just been very okay.
Okay. I've got Kate Bishop Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I think that started in January of this year, ran for 5 issues. I couldn't tell you much about it. I didn't hate it, but I read all the issues. It was fine. Next is Icon and Rocket. I liked most of the milestone stuff, but I really liked Hardware and Static a lot more. Icon and Rocket was just okay. I've also got Iron Fist on there. Wanted it to be better, despite really liking, Swordmaster and Danny. I've also got Banner War. That Donny Cates just hyped the shit out of that series, promised all these big things that's never been done before, and it really just did not deliver, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So it was just okay. And then finally, I've got just Batman, you know? Uh, I know Casey hates on a little more than I do. It might even be on his bad list, but as dumb as like the current arc is, I'm just looking at stuff overall. And after, James Tynion left, I think the best that can be said is it was just okay.
Right on. Okay, now it's the bad boys.
Well, we have to decide a winner.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think the only one
It,
we both had was Iron Fist, right?
yeah, I think so. I think technically the Hulk counts too, since that's Banner War,
Yeah, you're right.
but I think I'd say our overall feelings are more okay towards Iron Fist than because you weren't very hot on the old Banner War.
Yeah. Okay. So as you said, moving on to the bad, I'll start this one off. I've got Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood by Various. Um, I gave it 2 issues and it just got worse, and I hated it. It was really bad. Um, I also realized that I only gave 4 on this category for some reason. I'm sure there's plenty that I could have
You
complained about.
Bumbleberry.
I know. I've got Batman the Knight by Chip Zdarsky. It started off fine, then just got less and less fine. And I didn't even read the last 2 issues because that 10th issue is just so fucking dumb. Uh, and it really deserves to be on the bad list as much as I love Chip. I've got Catwoman by Teeny Howard. Boy, was that a big old pile of shit. Uh, and I because I read the first issue, I feel like I can add in my 5th, which is Tim Drake Robin
Yeah.
by Fitzmartin.
Okay. So
And
from
then my
oh
last
sorry.
one, I know I said that was my 5th, but I meant a 5th. My last one is Ballad in Valyria by Max Bemis. Max should be absolutely ashamed of himself, and I don't know how he keeps getting work in comics.
Because Mike buys 10 copies a piece for all the different variants that aren't variants. Um, okay, so for me, my bad boys are Detective Comics Annual. I was just physically upset with myself for paying money for that. Because it's also you pay extra for these, and it's just like, boy, did I get hosed. And then I put Flashpoint Beyond because that was very bad. Jake's like, I'm gonna give you the first one here, buddy. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, this is, I guess I'll keep reading it. And then he's like, I'm not, ha 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 ha. And so then I was just stuck reading it.
You weren't stuck. I gave you one. You didn't pay for the first one and you chose to keep reading it.
Yeah, well, because I thought we were gonna be doing it for the podcast. I was doing it for the people. And then you're like, just you do it for the people. And then I did the current Spider-Man series with John Romita Jr.'s art. Like I read a little bit of that and it just got so terrible that I could not keep doing it. It's just like your guys are charging how much for this? For this, And then I put just Batman by Zdarsky. So like anything with Bruce Wayne and Batman in it that Zdarsky writes is bad. Like I've not read anything good of that so far. And then Dark Crisis, Young Justice, or anything by Fitzmartin. She's a terrible writer and is just doesn't understand any of the characters she writes, but she doesn't care because she knows better than the continuity that is already there. She should feel bad.
Okay, well, we've got a 2-way tie between, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Chip Zdarsky and then Megan Fitzmartin.
I say Fitzmartin because at
Yeah,
least Chip Zdarsky has done something good in his life.
yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
So Fitzmartin, since you did the worst comics I've read in a long time, you can give me $5. Only fair.
Yeah. All right.
I hope she slides in my DMs for that.
So now we move on to our final category, which is the good. So, Casey, what 5 series are on your good list?
Okay, so I went with Flash, Daredevil, Twig, She-Hulk, and Do a Power Bomb.
Wow, we do not have any of the same.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
I
I
put, hmm,
figured we'd have Daredevil at least.
yeah, but I liked these more. So I've got Sword of Azrael, Batgirls, One Star Squadron, Moon Knight, and Strange.
Oh wow. I see, I expect you to have Action Comics in there. I feel bad for Mr. Philip Kennedy Johnson now.
Was Action on yours?
No, it wasn't. I assumed you would have it. So I was like, well, he doesn't need representation from both of us.
Well, man, we gotta hash this one out. We've got to
Yeah.
have a winner.
Yeah.
Is it
So
Action Comics?
the one that didn't make either of our lists.
Well, here's the thing. So it made my top 10. I thought that like maybe we'd have some. I thought either Strange or One Star Squadron might get one from both of us.
I'll say Strange wins it because that's in my top 10. So is Action Comics, but Strange is in my top 10, and then that would be in your top 5. So
Yeah,
then it should win it all.
yeah, fair enough. All right. So the Two Worlds podcast winner of the good category for 2022 is Strange by Jed McKay.
And Jed, if you're listening to this, feel free to DM me. I will send you a gift card
Yeah.
for comic
Oh,
headquarters.
we should also put uh the artist who is Marcelo Ferreira because the art is also quite
Is
good.
very wonderful. Okay, man. So it's Fantastic Four time, and you're gonna hate me for this. But I was like, Jake, I want you prepared for this one, but I'm not. So I'm just gonna edit mine in because, like I said, I'm not feeling the best. So I'll just edit this out and then edit mine in afterwards. But basically, we're gonna make a playlist of 4 songs a piece for superhero theme songs, and it's gonna go on Spotify. You'll be able to listen to it, and yeah, that's basically it. So
All right.
give me your 4.
Sure. So for Red Hood, and I don't really have a reason for any of these. It's just I thought of a character and then I thought of a song that would fit them. So for Red Hood, I've got the song Burnout by Ryan Oakes, State Champs, and Derek Descanio. Uh Good pop punk song, but I feel like the lyrics fit with Red Hood. For Elsa Bloodstone, I've got Dragula by Rob Zombie, which is a song I genuinely like, despite not really listening to that genre of music. For Firestorm, I've got Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. Genuinely like that song, and Johnny just thought it was a silly answer. And then for Black Adam, I've got Heroes by David Bowie. It kind of fit the vibe that they're doing with Black Adam here lately, and that song is amazing. So
It is. It's probably top 3 Bowie songs for me.
yeah. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. And that brings us to the end of the episode. So hopefully you guys liked our award show. We always like doing it, kind of doing a 20 or end of the year wrap up basically. Of what books we did and didn't like and people that deserve shout outs. So we are curious what you guys like and didn't like. So let us know what some of your favorites were from this year because we genuinely want to know.
Let us know if Fitzmartin deserves to have a job.
Yeah, definitely curious about that too.
Yeah.
So
Because I would love it if you guys are like, nah, man, Robin has changed my life. It's made me suicidal.
anyway, that'll bring us to the closing plugs, folks. So, you can follow us on Twitter at Two Worlds Pod. No, just kidding. All of that's wrong. Go to facebook.com/Two Worlds Podcast and give the page a like. You can also follow us on Twitter at @2_worlds_PC and on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod. Feel free to reach out to us via email at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com. And if you would, go to our YouTube channel. That's Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube and subscribe.
Yeah, leave a comment down below about just how sexy my voice sounds, if I should keep it this terrible or should I try to go back to normal? Because if it needs to stay this terrible, I will sit outside in the cold for you.
All right, guys. Well, we'd love to stay in chat, but I have to go purchase Casey at a discounted price and then play him. So, bye, guys.
You already got me.
Bye.
Bye.